Hello, Flosstube. Welcome to episode number 4 of Justsewsherrie. I'm Sherrie and welcome. How are we in? I'll put the kettle on. We'll have a cuppa, right? Actually, I haven't got a cuppa this time. I've got juice. But if you want a cuppa, I can put the kettle on. It's not a problem. I never really know how to start these. Everyone else is so professional and knows what they're doing, and I'm still floundering here. I feel like I'm floundering in the deep end of the little pool, because, as I mentioned before, I'm not very big. My sister did try to drown me once, although that was in the big pool. She's a swimming teacher. She was teaching aqua aerobics, and I was doing some rehab after I had my accident a few years ago, and yeah, I went too far back. We had these, I think they're called pool noodles, these like long strips, and they were under my arms, and I lost my depth and I couldn't get up, and I was spluttering, and it was all going horribly wrong. And my sister was on the side of the pool teaching and just said, "Don't mind that here at the back, making a drama. It's just my sister." Payback for all the times I pulled her hair doing plaits when she was little. Needless to say, I didn't go back to the class. That was me one and only time going to my sister's swimming class. Never again. Anyway, where were we? Flosstube. Yeah, welcome back. Have I got any new news? I've got a Justsewsherrie. The Monday after the last Flosstube that I recorded was 2 weeks ago, at the weekend, and on the Monday I was back to work, and I'm very fortunate in that I can work flexibly to a certain extent, so I can work any time between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. So I tend to log on at 7 a.m. because I work from home. So I tend to log on at 7 a.m. and then I can finish any time from 3, although to be fair, it's rare that I don't finish until after 4 at least. So anyway, logs on Monday morning, does a couple of hours, and my gaffer, my manager, Claire, tends to log on a little bit later, and it was about 9 o'clock, so I'd done a couple of hours, and she Teams messaged me and said, "You're working today?" And I was like, "It appears so. I'm here." She says, "I've got you down as being on leave," and I was like, "Really?" She said, "And you're in leave in Breeder's calendar as well." So Breeder is the HR director that both me and Claire work to. And I looked at my own diary, and sure enough, I was still on leave. So I like, I'm committed. I'm committed to work. I should be committed. That's probably about the only commitment I should have. So yeah, did an extra couple of hours, and then decided, as soon as I realised I wasn't meant to be there, that I wasn't going to be there. So I logged back off and did a little bit more stitching, which was really nice. So it was an extra day off, even though it wasn't an extra day off. I was meant to have it anyway. But that's me. Yeah, welcome to Justsewsherrie. If you're new here, you'll learn. If you're coming back, God bless you. I hope you brought your armour. You might need it. So the only other new news is some quite sad news. As some of you know, I live in the northeast of England, and anybody who is in the UK, certainly who's in the northeast, and possibly across the world, will have heard that we lost our tree at Sycamore Gap. Be about a week and a half ago now. Sycamore Gap. It's a very famous tree because it was used at the beginning of Robin Hood with Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman. But yeah, it's a very much loved tree. It's a much loved area. It's somewhere I would go and walk. If anybody hasn't seen it, that is the photo I took a couple of years ago. And that is it. Oh gosh, if I can turn it the other way. That is it from the other side of the walk. And that is it now. Just devastated. It's over 200 years old. It's just part of the landscape. And it's a tree that certainly everybody in the northeast knows. And it's a tree that's really close to my heart. I went through a bit of a rough time a few years ago, and it's somewhere I used to gravitate to. I used to always go and just be at one there. And I loved it. I loved the place. What's frightening, more frightening, is there was a 16-year-old boy arrested. And the thought that a 16-year-old boy's got access to a chainsaw is very concerning. So yeah, that was our sad news from Geordieland. Devastated, still devastated. You know, you think, did that really happen? Did it? So there is talk of they will make the tree into something, whether that's benches, ornaments, totem poles, I have no idea. But I know everyone in the northeast is keen to see it, and not see it die totally. Just because it's been felled doesn't mean that it has to die. So hopefully we can do something. We can do something with it. And the young man who carried out the act, and he hasn't been found guilty yet, he's just been arrested. So the people or persons who have done it, hopefully they'll realise the consequences of their actions and they'll learn from it and become a better person. It's as much as we can do, isn't it? Devastated, absolutely devastated. Okay, back onto happy and wondrous stitchy things. Book a Days 2023. This is my, oh hang on, so that was September, and I did quite a lot. Stitched nearly every day. I got a few finishes. So in September I finished Hive Rules and I finished Autumn Quaker, which I've got to show you today. And October I've gone through putting some stickers in. I make stickers myself. So I just used some that I had for last year with some Halloweeny stickers. And I've had quite a good start, really, in terms of stitching. I'm just having a look to see if I can read out what it says on here. So at the top it says, you must be content sometimes with rough roads. That's life, isn't it? And then at the bottom it says, do not be too squimid. We're going to have one of them days. Oh dear. Do not be too timid and squeamish, but we can be squimid as well about your actions. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. What if you fail and get fairly rolled up and get fairly rolled in the dirt once or twice? Up again, you should never be so afraid of a tumble. That's it. Mistakes of today are lessons of tomorrow. Oh God, that sounds a bit wise. I must have heard that somewhere, because I'm pretty sure I didn't make it up. Okay, what have we got? So I've got a couple of fully finished, I've got some finished, a couple of new starts and some whips. So shall we get on with it? Without further ado, I finished and fully finished Crow. So this was from the pop-up gathering the Friend Stitch pop-up gathering retreat, and they sent us all the finishing. So they sent the hoop, and they also sent a wooden coaster to go on the back, which is the Friend Stitch motive that's stamped into it, carved into it. That's on there. I was going to keep this. I was going to keep it just for a coaster. But to be honest, it fit in. So I did my usual. I put some batten, and I put quite a lot of batten in. I'm saying quite a lot. I put maybe 3 layers of batten. And then what I did was I cut the, what do you call it? Linen in a circle, and I pushed it all in. And then I noticed I was halfway through doing it and I went to do something else, and when I came back I noticed that it pretty much stayed. So I literally tucked it all in and then put something really heavy on top of it and just left it for an hour or two. So while I was busy doing other things, it was getting stuck. Because then after that, what I did was I put a load of glue on the coaster, put that in, then put some really heavy stuff on top and just left it for half a dozen hours. And when I came back, it was done. So I didn't even have to, you know, when you stitch around and you gather it up and pull it in tight, I didn't even have to bother doing that. So it was a doddle, absolute doddle. And it's quite cute. I'm dead pleased with it. Small but perfect. I was going to say just like me, but that would be a fib. That would be a big black fib. It's very little perfect about me. And you wouldn't have it any other way. Quite a few of you commented when I said on the last one about editing that I can't edit. And there was quite a few comments said, don't learn to edit. It's the daft bits that are the best bits. So you asked for it, no editing. I have managed to put videos together so that I don't have to do it all in especially because crepes, they've been an hour and a half. And I certainly need a little bit of a breather in amongst that. So I've managed to be able to put videos together. As for the rest of it, and did you notice? I put a banner, the Plum Street pumpkin sale. I think that's what it was called. I put it along there. I only did one, but I was like, oh, look. And if I'd been cleverer, I would have put across the screen in big letters, look what I've done. So if I managed to do it again, I'll be well impressed. And the other fully finish I did was the Queen of the Bees. And this was from, I am absolutely positive it was from the LittleStitcherShop on Etsy. You can't see the, you can see better that way, the daisies very well. So this is a frame that I bought to put my Kathy Barrack needlework into. Did I show this on the last Flosstube? No, you just think. Because I was thinking I haven't put any batten in. Have I put... Did I show it? Well, if I have, I'm sorry. You're getting to see it again. So, yes. Queen of the Bees, fully finished. And I think what I'm going to do is... I don't know if you can see, but on my walls, if I can tip this... Here, you can see where I've had blue tack. It's to do with the paint, because I've used matte paint. There must be some oils or whatever in blue tack. So it's all like where I've hung up things just with blue tack, it's left marks. So I thought what I would do is just get some command strips and put them on the back, and then I can actually hide some of the oily marks on my wall. So I'm sorry if I've shown this before. Gotta get the most for your money. cost of living crisis. I need to make the most out of me pieces. I need to show them at least half a dozen times to get the money. No, don't. Shut up, Sherrie. Right. So they were my FFOs, fully finished objects. My not fully finished, but my finished object was the Autumn Quaker. Can't see what I'm showing. There we are. So this was the Autumn Quaker from I can't remember. I think it was Stitches Through the Years. Yeah, because that one was a Little Stitcher and this one's Stitches Through the Years, I think. If I'm wrong and I can figure out how to do it, I'll put it at the bottom. Get me being all technical. So I got to thinking, what the hell am I going to do with this? It's teeny. Like when I folded it up, as if I was going to mount it or whatever. It really is tiny. It looks quite big then. It's not. It's really small. So I'm thinking I might just make a dough ball pillow out of it. And I might make with either a strip of fabric at the bottom or a strip of fabric down here. And I found I've got some Tilda fabric. So I found this piece of Tilda fabric, which matches quite nicely with it. So I thought I could use the tree as the back of it. And then I found pick it up and then you can see. And so there's that. And then I found this trim. So I thought I might do a slice of this fabric either at the front or at the bottom or at the side, maybe. And then I think what I'll do is, oh shoot, oh, broke my pen. Oh no, that's not very good. I'm going to restitch it like Leanne suggested, so I'm going to do all of them. So to my mind, it goes either winter, spring, summer, autumn. Yeah, that's what I would do. Because I think of winter as being sort of January, Christmas is December, winter's January. So then you've got winter, spring, summer, autumn. So that's how I'm probably going to do it. I'll do them all in, I think in a column. Oh, phone on. Come on, Sherrie. Get wrong with the teacher. Yeah, in a column, I think. That's what I'm leaning towards at the moment. But that is my finish. New starts. Let's have a look. I started this, which is ink circles, wildflowers. And I ordered it with the called for threads. So I got those. It's probably better. And I was a little bit disappointed because, I mean, I love it. I do love the pattern. But for some reason, I thought there were more, I thought it was more thistly. So I thought these would be sage, and they're not. They're grey. I mean, it is a greeny grey, that one, but it is grey. So anyway, I did start it. It's still on my hoop. It's just quite a small start that I've got. This is my, use the Albacea lap stand in bed. So if I'm lying on my bed stitching, I'll use that. To be fair, I use it downstairs as well. I've still not really got to grips with me Lowry. I will though, at some point I will. So yeah, very, very small start. But you can see there actually it's a bit more silver. And that is done on 22 count. That's 22 count hard hanger with the called for Classic Colour Works. That is that. And my next new start, I think this is a new start. Love, absolutely love the colours of this. Plum Street, Hello Fall, and look at the colours. Just and the colours are just lying. They were yesterday when I was stitching on it, and they were just they just happened to be lying over the side of the chair where I was stitching, and just screams autumn, doesn't it? So, and I've got quite a good start on this. So yeah, it's quite a good start. I am doing this on it's a 32 count Megan Coffee Craft fabric, and I think it's one that I bought from the summer retreat. She had a vendor table there, and I picked up quite a few actually, and I really love this fabric. And that's shown fairly true. It's a little bit darker maybe than what it's shown on there, but this will be gorgeous once it's done. So that is my reasonable start on Hello Fall. And I would like it done before autumn, because that's the other thing as well. Isn't it funny how us and Americans speak English, but like some of the words are totally different. So it's the same language and yet it's not the same language, which I think is a bit weird. So yeah, fall is very definitely an American English word, and we tend to say autumn. And I would have liked to have had Hello Autumn on it. And I could mess about, move this hello further over here to fit in autumn. So I could rechart it if I wanted to. No, I could rechart it if I could be asked. Can I be asked though? I don't know. I told you before, I'm all about the easy life. Let's just, yeah, and fall's only 4 letters. Autumn is A-U-T-U-M-N 6. So it's another, actually 2 letters I don't suppose is too bad. Maybe I will. Maybe 2 letters is alright. I thought I don't know why I was thinking there was like a ton more letters in autumn than there is in fall. The only time I always use the fall is when the clocks change, because we always say spring forward, fall back, to remember how to do it. So yeah. Yeah, I'm so lazy. So lazy. In fact, I'm not. I've just realised I'm not lazy. It's called effective time management. I need to utilise and plan my time the most effectively. And what that means is if I can get away with not doing something and taking the extra time it's going to take, then I'm going to do it. And I'm going to use it as effective time management. That's what I'm going to call it. So that is my second whip. Is my second whip? No, second new start. I'm not even on the whips. Let's get cracked on with the whips. Before I go on to whips, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's subscribed. I didn't say it in the beginning. I always get a little bit of stage fright at the beginning of these. I'm always really nervous leading up to them. Yeah, it feels like I'm doing a cartwheel naked in the front street, and that wouldn't be good. Believe me, my backside could take out a small army on its own, flinging that about. So we'll not go there. But yeah, I always get really, really nervous before I do them. I don't know if anybody else is the same, but that's me. And so I need to do better notes, really, to keep me. I've got notes. I just need to remember to look at them, maybe. So massive thank you to everybody who's subscribed so far. I've reached 2,000, which means that we do have a giveaway for this one. And speaking of giveaways, just while I mind on, everybody has contacted me barring one for last week's giveaway. So the only lady or gentleman that I'm waiting for is for the clown. It was the Cottage Garden Samplings, the clown pattern, which was won by Mrs. Stitches, so MISSUS Stitches, STITCHES. So if you can get in touch with me, send me an email to justsewsherrie@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on Instagram. I'm Justsewsherrie over there as well. And give me your address and I can get that sent off to you. If I haven't heard from them by the next one, which all being well, when is a fortnight's time? When is the fortnight? 22nd. Don't think I've got anything planned for that weekend. But anyway, if I haven't, if everything's all right, I'll be back in a fortnight's time. But if I haven't heard from that person, I will redraw for the clown pan. Come on, Sherrie, sort your shit out. I don't think I'll ever get very professional at these. The people are so good at them and I'm just, bluffing my way through. Okay. A kiddie at the grown-ups table. What else was I doing? So yes, there will be another big giveaway for this week for the 2,000 subscribers, which I will do towards the end of the video. So without further ado, whips. Time to get me whips out. I'm going to start with a very little one because I've just literally had it in my hand. And this is a one that I got from Liz Matthews' Patreon, which is called "'Tis Halloween." And very small. I didn't realise it was going to be this small. This is done on 20 count Megan Coffee Craft fabric. These little, it's a corgi, I think. I got that out of my summer holiday retreat bag that Sammy Little Loops did. And I actually got this nudge hoop in there as well. And it's the first time I'm stitching with a nudge. It's okay. Don't think it's, yeah, maybe I need a big one. I was watching Ellie Welly Stitcher and Lindsay Blush and Pink Stitches, and they were both trying nudge hoops after they'd been to the Essex Needle Retreat. And I have to confess I'm a little bit tempted because I use my lap stand quite a lot. I normally use hoops, and I've always used hoops. This is my most loved and most worn hoop that I put binding on. So it's 6-inch hoop, which I find works well for me. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying the nudge. But other than that, yeah. So I've changed all the colours on it. No, I've changed 3 of the colours on it. And I'm just going to do it with those 3 colours. But I haven't changed them massively. So that is that. And I was just doing that while I was on my international stitch this morning with the ladies that I met at the Jingle Ball last year. So, next one. And this is Primitive Hair, Season of the Witch. My favourite season of the entire year. If any of you are big into Halloween stitches and do not follow Garon Stitchery, they're really good. Primitive Hair is their designer of the month for October, and they went through all of Primitive Hair. And to be fair, when I watch theirs, I just watch it with don't know where my book is, but I watch it with a pencil and a bit of paper. Like, I needed to show you what a bit of paper is, but anyway. See, this is what I mean. This is why I should be allowed to edit. Because they show all of the patterns, and they're very funny. But they've been together a long time, and that they really are like an old married couple. It's really lovely to watch them. And Ronnie's Costa Rica. Puerto Rica, is that a place? Have I made that up? I might have. I'm sure he's Costa Rican. Could be wrong. Sorry, Ronnie. Yeah. So, Season of the Witch, and I am pleased I did watch that because I now know what I'm stitching, and I shall tell you what I mean. But I've done quite a bit on this. I think I was only done the hat, and I'd done the little top of her coat, and this is on 20 count. I've realised as well that what I always forget to say is what I'm stitching with in terms of how many threads, etc. So if I'm stitching on 20 count, 22 count, 36 or 40 count, I always stitch with one thread. So it's 1/1 Ada, or 1/2 usually on linen. I have got a 40 count even weave, I think, of something, but I've not stitched on it as yet. So I've only ever stitched on 28 count even weave. And anything else. So 14, 16, 18 is generally 2 threads, and 28, 32 is generally 2 threads as well. So just in case I forget to say, but that's what it is. Now, I was pleased I was watching it because I looked at this pattern, right? And it's not very clear, to be fair. In my defence, it's not very clear. So I just want you to have a little look at this. Okay. I thought it was a splattered frog. You know, like how you splat a spider and the spider's like, well, I don't know about his eyes, but you like, it splattered a spider. I thought it was a frog that was splattered at the bottom. Fortunately, Gary said, oh, I'm looking forward to stitching this. And I like the little scarecrow at the bottom. I was like, it's not a frog. It's not a splattered frog. It's a scarecrow. So yes, I thought that was a splattered frog. I think it could be. So yeah, that is my season of the witch, and that is how far I've got. The skirt's taking some doing now. Yeah, and I need to go back and do her pumpkin. Yeah, and her face and her hands. And I don't know about this, right? Is this meant to be a wand? Or a knife? Or a trumpet, maybe? Hatchet? What's a hatchet? Is that a kind of knife? This is what's quite frightening on here, because you lot are privy to the way my head thinks. Didn't think that one through, did I? So that is Season of the Witch. I'm enjoying it though, really, really enjoying it. And I would like to think I've got that finished by next Flosstube. Next episode of Sherrie's Head. And this one is, of course, my favourite woman in all the world, Michelle from Mama Loves You JB. And I am doing this. This is Nessie Mitchell 929, and I am doing this for. I started it in September for Sampler September, so I'm doing it with Rachel, who's the Talking Dog Stitcher on Flosstube, and also over on Instagram. She's the Talking Dog Stitcher as well. She's dead canny, and she's done some great Flosstube. She did a one about all the stuff she's got kitted up, and I really enjoyed that. And I had to sit with a pencil and a bit of paper. Just in case you need to know what a bit of paper is, it's this. Yeah, she had some really, really cool stuff kitted up. So I'm continuing with it because I would like to get it done. I had great plans to finish it in September. Of course, what we know. Where is it? Man plans, God laughs. And this is how far I am. So I'm just working my way down the bottom border now, which is really lovely. I really, really like that. I love how it's coming out. And then we've got I keep wanting to call them Smirnu, but I think I'm just thinking of Smirnoff vodka. That's where my head goes. Yeah, fancy stitches. Specialty stitches. For the AEIOU. So I'm leaving them till last. So I've done me little crowns, couple of crowns, and I'm heading down the bottom border. And again, I would like to think that I get this finished by the next Flosstube as well. I would like. Whether that will happen is a whole nother story. And this one, my Karma Chameleon square, which I'm now calling it. If you didn't watch the last Flosstube, I was talking about this. So this is the patchwork calendar by Forest Embroidery, and this is the square that I'm on at the moment, and I've been calling it my Karma Chameleon square because it's red, gold and green, and it's still, that bloody song still going round in my head. So I've managed to do most of him, the little peacock, and yeah, almost the most of him. And again, I would like this done by the next Flosstube, so I'm giving myself quite a lot of stuff to do. Can I roll back? Can I roll back? Can I roll back? All these things I say I'm going to finish the next time. I'd like to. This in an ideal world. In an ideal world. But of course we don't work in an ideal world, do we? Or I certainly don't. My world exists despite me. Because sometimes it feels like I do my level best to make my own life very, very difficult, put it that way. My gaffer will tell you that. That was the other thing I was going to do. I might do, if you want me to. Well, there's two things, because I've just remembered something. Geordie words, I thought I would teach you, especially you girls in America. The ladies over here in the UK can probably work out what most of the words mean. And if you've never watched Ovieda's Pet, you should, because it's hilarious. So yeah, I'll teach you. The most widely used word I'll probably use on these is canny. And the word canny is very versatile. It can mean lots of different things depending on lots of different scenarios. So if I say something is dead canny, I usually mean, oh, it's dead lovely. If I say somebody's dead canny, oh, they're dead nice. They're dead nice. They're dead lovely. And what was the other thing? What's the other thing I was going to say? There was a couple of people asked me to do a craft room tour. If that's something you think you'd be interested in, I'd be happy to do one. The only thing is that I would say is that it's not all stitching. I watched Teresa Little Stitcher. It was the one before she went to the retreat, I think. Or was it the one after? I can't remember. Anyway, she did a craft room tour, and a lot of the sort of stuff she's got is very similar to what I've got. So I don't just cross stitch. I do things like vinyling and watercolours and all sorts of other stuff, or I have done in the past. And I've still got all the stuff. God, can you hear that squeaking? That's me my footstool because I'm so short. So yeah, I'm happy to do a craft room tour, but it's not all about stitching. So I don't want to waste people's time if I don't want to waste my time and your time, basically. Hang on a second, because I've lost one of me So I do this every time. So for example, this is where I keep all my patterns, and I've got them in a specific order, so that I don't have to go through every single one. I always, so this is Harvest Tiny Town. I always make a working copy. Always, always. Usually. Always, usually. So I'll make a working copy of it. I hope that didn't thingy. So I've just done a black and white working copy of it. And then I can put I can thingy off as I go along. It depends on how complicated the pattern is. Sometimes I don't bother marking off. I've got quite a lot done on this. I did put this on Instagram because I'm quite pleased with the progress. So I'm doing this on, it's 20 count fibre on a whim cappuccino, and I got this through the Patchwork Rabbit fabric of the month, the Fibre of a Whim fabric of the month club. Look at this, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that really bad? In my defence, I'm doing a lot of defending of myself today. In my defence, they are actually separated. It looks like they're not. It's quite frightening though. So this is Harvest Tiny Town. So I'm quite pleased with that. I can't remember where I was the last time, but I think I'd got up to this tree. So I've done this house and I've done this cart. So all I've got left is a tree. Yeah, a tree in a skinny house. At the end there. That's not bad. Must remember to go back and do these bits though. I've done one of them but not the other. You can see there, like little clouds. There's another one there. Above here. So I'll need to remember to go back. This is how I end up finishing things. And then thinking, I'll finish something and I haven't. And I've got a couple of little green here that I need to go back and do. And to do his eyes. I think I'm just telling myself this more than you. So yeah, that is Harvest Tiny Town. That's where we are. Am I going to say it? Yes, I'm going to say it. And I'd like that finished by the next Flosstube. So, my last one. I thought I did some more, you know, but obviously not. Is Jardin Privé, Cat Lovers. I haven't done a huge amount on this. So it's Jardin Privé, the Cat Lovers. And this is the one where I'm going to restitch the cats in the colours of cats that I've had. So Jardin Privé. And for me board. I haven't done a huge amount. I have just done these flowers. So I haven't done as much as this on this as I have done previously. I still haven't frogged this. For anybody that didn't see, I've substituted that colour. It was meant to be like a dark brown that all the cats are stitched in with, and this and I just didn't like it. So, and I've got no idea what I've done with the thread. Some of you know I've got a caravan up in Northumberland. I'm giving it up, so I'm waiting until I've cleared out the caravan in case I come across the bobbin. I know it was on a bobbin, so I'll wait until I've cleared that out before I frog it, just in case it turns up. You never know. You just never know. Right. Go in. Right. Okie doke. So that's my whips. They were my new starts, my finishes, my fully finishes, and my whips. Okay, what next? Gifts. Gifts. For me, from me. Okay, let's start. Hang on. It's not very often I have my hair down. Speaking of hair, have you seen the clip of it? I don't know what to do with it, so while I don't know what to do with it, I haven't done anything. I ended up blonde quite by accident. And I've just never decided what to do with it anyway. Meanwhile, back in the world of cross stitch. Gifts for me, from me. I've got a big one. I've got a massive, massive one. And I was devastated. I was gutted when it arrived. It is Jingle Balls. It is the Advent Box 2023 from Historical Sampler, and I love Historical Sampler. When I did my very first Flosstube and I introduced myself, as I used to do a kit, stitch it, give it away, get another kit, stitch it, give it away. And I've done quite a lot of Historical Sampler ones. I have still got a couple, which when I did my whip parade at the beginning, I didn't include my Christmas and winter whips. So I thought I would do a Christmas and winter whip parade, probably beginning of November, middle of November, somewhere around there, when I can feel Christmas is just round the corner. Sorry, I banged my head as well, and it hurts. It hurts. So I'll show you a couple when we get to the winter whip parade. But they do have. So I signed up for the Advent, Christmas Advent box, and it arrived. How am I meant to not open it until the 1st of December? Any of them until the 1st of December? I've had it about a week and a half. I've had to put it away with a whole load of crap on top of it so that I can't see it. Because I know for a fact I'll just bloody go, oh, I'll just open one. And once I've just opened one, well, I might as well I'll just have a little look at the second one. And before I know it, I'm on to Christmas Eve and it's only the 1st of November. So there is a stitch along, which is why I think we got it so early. So I will show you the threads. So there's 24 individual packages, one for each day of Advent. And it says they're a mix of crafting goodies, stitching accessories and decorative Christmas items. And there are 3 exclusive Christmas cross-stitch patterns to enjoy. So the stitch along kicks off on the 13th of October. So I think that's why we've got it so early. And this is the fabric. It is I think it looks like a 16 count. I have to confess, I assumed it would be a 14 count, but I think that's a 16 or a even an 18. And they're the threads to go along with it. So that all kicks off on the 13th of October, I believe. It's the first year I've done it. And it reminds me when I've seen the little advertisement. It looks quite similar to what Caterpillar cross-stitch stitch-alongs, where it's like a little box for every day. So whether I'm gonna, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And there was a little package of thread. And these are there's 3 patterns, I believe, in the, well, it says there's 3 patterns. So they're the threads to go with the 3 patterns that are in the box. And then literally I've got all the packages, brown paper packages wrapped with sticky. So put all that back away again and hide it from myself again. I mean, how there's a long time to go before the 1st of December. I don't know how I'm meant to flip me, keep my paws off it until then. I'll tell you what else I've done as well. I put some washi tape on and sealed it shut so that I couldn't get into it. But of course I can't get into it because it's just washi tape. So yeah, that was a big one. That was one of my Christmas gifts to me. And yes, I buy myself Christmas presents every year as well. And I get the best Christmas presents. I never, ever don't like what I get off myself for Christmas. So I'm very fortunate that I've got such a good nature that I'm willing to buy me such nice gifts. And I think that's very generous of me. Yesterday morning, this arrived through the door. It is my mystery bundle from Megan at Coffee Craft Fabrics. Or Meggie. She might get called Meggie. She might like Meggie. Who knows? So in here, this is what it arrives looking like. This was a sea themed. So I've got a little tin with little boats on. And little chalets, some little star charms. I got a Classic Colourworks thread in Cupid, a needle minder, always be creative, and another little charm with 2023 on. Some sea themed floss drops, thread drops, some skizzers, little hearts, they're cute, a little thread bling ring. Oh God. Thread bling ring. I like that. Thread bling ring. Another needle minder with life happens, coffee helps. Isn't that the truth? And I got a piece of a 36 count, and it's pale blue, and it is 9 by 12. So now that I've showed you guys, I can put it away. It's a really good way of building up a stash of different things. So some nice small fabric, also needle minders, scissors. Who doesn't need scissors? So that eventually I'll be able to have a pair of scissors in every project bag, so I can literally just pick up and go. These mystery bundles she does, I think it's just a Facebook page that Megan's got. So she said, because she did them, it was a one-off, I think, for a specific holiday. No, she did the summer holiday, so it was for the Bank Holiday Monday in August. She did those. And I don't know whether she'd done one for Easter or something. Anyway, she said they were quite popular, so she was offering to do them as often or as few as you wanted them. So you can do them once a year, you could do them once every 6 months, once every 2 months. I chose to get mine every month. Whether that'll stay the same, I don't know. I will have to have a look money-wise, because unfortunately I don't have never-ending bank balance. No matter how much I pray to God every night, please, I'll always be kind to small children and animals if you just let me be really rich. And so far my prayers haven't been answered. But I've got faith. I'm not giving up hope. Never give up the hope. Never, never give up the hope. So yeah, that might be something I need to look at in the new year, because yeah, money doesn't go on forever. And I was just chatting to Rita, who was one of my international Jingle Ball friends. I think I worked out I'm going to about 4 or 5 retreats next year, as well as doing the Stacey Nash workshop in May. So that'll be mega exciting. Hugely excited. So I will need to look at what I'm doing with my money, if I'm going to be a proper grown-up and be dead sensible. This adulting, nobody warns you. Nobody warns you that this adulting life can be a bit crap. So, through the door, I got the World of Cross Stitch magazine. There isn't always a huge amount in these magazines that I find that I like. This one is an exception. There is loads in this that I really liked. I'm trying to find a couple to show you. So there's these, which would make lovely Christmas decorations. Festive fashion. So perforated paper and things like that, which I thought was quite cool. And there was loads of tiny designs. I can't show them because they've got the patterns. But there is 52 of those little tiny, so there's robins, penguins, stocking, holly, you name it. there is these which I quite liked as well. So they're done on perforated paper, or you can get these. I mean, you could do perforated paper and then just stick them onto cards, which I really liked them. I thought they were really sweet. It shows you how to make them as well. And there was these. The only thing about this is a lot of them are just patterns, but it's basically alphabetic Santas. Santa alphabetic. Yeah. Alpha. Santa alphabet. Yes. Telling you, I make it up as I go along. I really do. Was there any more of that? Oh, I loved this. And I really think I would like to make it. I really like that. And I don't know whether it's the colours I like as well, because my living room is grey and like a very pale blush pink. But it gives you all the instructions how to make it as well. So I really fancy making that. And then some others. So I quite like this. I think this one has been worth the entire subscription. Now I got it because they rolled the prices back to, I think they were 25 years or something. So they rolled it back to, I don't know, when it was, what price it was in 1984, whenever it was, 25 years ago. So I got it for, I think each issue costs me about £2 or something like that. Anyway, and then it also, the free gift was Rendale? Yeah, Rendale Designs. And it is a calendar. Each one of these, get the pattern. So towards the back, you get the patterns. I can't show you the patterns, but you have even got some artwork. So I really like that. This time I thought was fantastic. Right, what I didn't show you last time, that I did get the last time, but I just forgot to show you, was some bell pulls that I got from Create Nostalgia. That was £3. Can't even see it. The snowflake on. Got one with a fairy, and then I got some sort of plain ones. And the plan is to do, is it Little House Needleworks? The petites. I've done one lot of them. And anyway, the plan is to finish them with that. And I got some patterns from 123 Stitch. First I drink the coffee, then I do the things. I'm heavily into, and that's by Heartstring Samplery. I'm heavy into coffee lattes at the moment, iced lattes. Really like them. So yes, and I love the colours in that. Speaking of colours, Sherrie, my namesake Colorado cross stitcher, she did a really spot on floss tube recently of talking about colours, about how to switch them out, how to know which colours are which, warm and cool colours. And I discovered that I'm a warm colour person. Really, really interesting. So check it out if you're interested in colours. It's just because I was going to say I like those more muted colours, which I now know are watercolours. I got this Crochet Go pour readings. I won't do this year, it'll be for next year, but I really like that with all the little purdy cats and the birdies. One of my cats, Scout, he sits in the garden and he sits on a fence post, literally on this fence post, for hours and hours, waiting for a bird to come just to the right spot. He's been doing it for 2 years, for at least 4 hours every single day. I mean, he's never caught one yet. I actually feel a little bit sorry for him. Every day, you know, God love him. Which, la-di-da. I love this. Her skirt is just amazing. So again, this will be for next year, but I really like it, and it's really quite primmy. I love the colour of the fabric. It just goes with the pattern. What was I watching somebody else do, la-di-da? It was Sherrie, Colorado cross stitcher. She talked about how to do like not so much monochrome, but like one thread, but then with a pop of colour. And she'd done one, and it was a la-di-da stitch, and it was of, I don't think it was Peter Rabbit, but it was like a vintage rabbit, and she'd done it with like a turquoise teal kind of pop of colour. Incredible, really, really incredible. So that's Witch, and that's la-di-da. Kesslins, the 5 hats. I talked about this the last time because I got the 5 boots, the 5 lots of socks. I think it's called 5 friends. This is If the Hat Fits. So it's a companion piece too. All the witchy socks. I got this Blue Iris sewing set by Maria Teresa Vitali, Cross Stitching Creations. I think she must be Italian. Yeah, I think she's Italian. It's all about the blues with me. I love that. I love the little scissor fob. Yeah, really like that. Love those little scissor fobs at the moment. Boo Cat. Dirty Annies. I would like to have done that this year, but I'm deluding myself if I think I've got time for it, as well as all those finishes that I'm going to allegedly do. Erica Michaels, because I love Erica Michaels. She's possibly, well, she is one of my favourite designers. There's not much she does that I don't love. I think it's possibly because she's got the Quaker and she uses warm colours. Now that I know. Thanks, Sherrie. So yeah, Quaker berries. And I got this Elizabeth's Winter Basket from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. I suspect this will be a spring stitch, the pinks and the blues. And I got this one, and I talked about it the last time. That was umming and ahhing over it, and I ummed and got it. I probably won't do the ship at the back. I'll probably just do McGuane. I've got to take my car to be serviced in the morning, and unfortunately, you like this, unfortunately, the garage that I've got to take it to is behind Hobbycraft. I mean, that's just coincidental, pure coincidental. And apparently it's going to take 2 hours to do my car service. What am I going to do with all that time? Get this up. Amy Brecken, Stitchcraft, which I really liked. High Practice Stitchcraft. That's definitely another door hanging. And I love, oh, hang on, I'll show you this one first, which I really love. 31st of October. And I was chuffed to see Jenny from the Bougie Stitchers. She's got this as well. I think we've got quite a lot of similar tastes, actually. And a massive, massive, massive happy birthday to Nancy. You incredible, inspirational lady. The way you cope with life is just, you know, a lesson to us all. So yeah, 31st of October. Again, I was thinking I would get that done this year. And this, I fell in love with this. I saw this done and stitched at the summer retreat and I totally fell in love with it. And the pattern, as usual, doesn't do it justice. I think it was this version that the lady had done, I think. But I just fell in love with it. And of course it's primitive hair. And I do love primitive hair. They're coming to the big stitch next year and I couldn't be more excited. We're getting there, folks. We're getting to the end. Oh, I forgot this one. And I got this, which is, I'm in the Patchwork Rabbit subscription club. And no, this won't be getting used as a giveaway. Not until after I've stitched it. I love this. Out of all of them, this is my absolute favourite. I bloody love this. So, then I ordered Pauline sorbet bags from Instagram. She had some Teresa Cogan fabric. Shall I just show you? Firstly, I got a really nice card with it. Thank you so much for ordering, which is really nice. With a really nice message saying thank you, and a couple of little stickers. I'll pick them up, which will go in my book of days. So some little stickers in there as well, and it was all packed really lovely with tissue paper. So I got this one. With a nice neutral inside. I'm so excited to use them. And I don't know, I got another two, but I don't know which one's my favourite. I love this. It's just that sumptuous red. And as I've said before, I'm a fabric girl. I'm not a vinyl girl. I do like the vinyl ones, but I prefer the fabrics. It's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. And this one. It's really nice. Again with a neutral inside. Didn't look at that one, did I? Yeah, neutral. And that is it for my gifts. And now I'm not allowed to spend anything, because I'm going to the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show in November. So I'm going to have to be good. So my next few floss tubes will have very, very, very little gifts. Unless I've had to buy Christmas gifts. Because we're getting to that time. Santa comes only once a year. And Santa wants us to be very generous with our gifting. Who am I to argue with that? Okay. One moment and I will be back with the giveaway. Okay, giveaway. Last week's giveaway, and it was for the lovely bag that I got off Pauline from Sorbet Bags on Instagram. And the winner of that is Kirsty J. Cayley. Oh gosh. So if that is you, get in touch with me. So either Instagram, Justsewsherrie, or email justsewsherrie@gmail.com. And I'll get that on its way to you. So well done. Well done, Kirsty. I would be over the moon if I won that. I'm still gutted. Hey-ho. Right, let's have a look at, so 2000. And not even just 2000, Chris the Camping Stitcher, and 2000. And she shouted me out on Instagram because she started the Enchanted Quaker. She said was inspired by my finish, and I was like, oh, I feel like I've just been touched off Beyonce. I do. Although she stitched it in a week. I'm like, oh, how wet, Chris. Give us, like, normal people half a chance. How wet. Okay. Now, I've only got 2. So I've got 6 giveaways, but I've only got 2 that I can do internationally. Because anything that's not just a pattern, I can't post internationally because it just costs a fortune. So, number 1 is going to be Cottage Garden Samplings, the Scarecrow. And he's adorable. He really is adorable. What number is this on there? 5. So that's January, February, March, April, May. I'll use my fingers. The 5th month. May. It was from me. Okay, so for that one, we will say crow. I'm just going to jot this down as I go, otherwise I will forget. So, Scarecrow, we will say just crow. C-R-O-W. And the gardener. That'll be the second giveaway. So if you want the gardener, shall we put gardener? G-A-R-D-E-N-E-R. Gardener. Okay, so they're the ones that I can do internationally. I can post internationally. I don't know what it was on the when I did my 1000 giveaway. 2 of, like, there was like 6 of them, so 2 of them were from Northern Ireland. So there must be something lucky going on in Northern Ireland, because 2 of them. Okay, and the third one is a thread drop. So this is the Sunday Stitches by Hot something samplery. Oh gosh. Hot string samplery? Is that what it's called? So this is a wooden board, which is the thread drop for, and it's quite religious. Now, I'm not religious. I think it's great for people who are. I'm just not, so I wouldn't use it. And it has got quite sort of the old rugged cross, and it says things like abide with me, the bounty of the earth, a mighty fortress, amazing grace. I think these are the songs, the hymns, I think you call them when you go to church. I think they're the hymns. But yeah, so I wouldn't use it. And I was sent this by accident, and I never got sent round to sending it back and getting it exchanged. So one of you has looked out. And so for that one we will say, oh gosh, church. So we will say church for that one. What was I going to say? It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, it's come back. It came back. Came back quite quickly, that. Doesn't normally come back that quickly. And it's gone again. Dear God. It came back again. Dear God in heaven. Yeah, do you ever get sick of being with yourself? I get sick of being with me. I really do. I'm sure there's lots of you out there going, yeah, I would get sick of being with you as well, Sherrie. You don't have to do any fancy sentences. It's lovely when you do, but you don't have to. You can certainly just put the words in. I don't expect any of you to be wonderfully grammatically creative if you're not feeling it. Okay, so that's that one. So for the third one, no, that was the third one. So the fourth one is a set of 3. So there is a bookmark kit, and you get everything in there to make the bookmark. So you get the threads, the needle, the Ada, and this is by Doreen Jones. There is the bauble, so it's done on perforated paper, and again everything is in there. I quite fancied doing this actually, but no, I need to do some giveaways, so use lot get what I would quite like to stitch. And a mini kits with best friends, and again that's got everything in it, the Ada and the threads and a needle. I assume there's a needle in there, yes, and DMC stranded cotton. So that's the fourth one. So for that one we will say, should we say friend? So we'll say friend. So no S on the end, just friend. F-R-I-E-N-D. Friend for those. Number 5 is 2. So we've got So Much to Love with the little mouse, and isn't she just super cute? She really is. She's lush. And again, everything in it that you need. So it's a chart, a kit. And then 2 frames, a ladybug and a bumblebee. And again, it's the whole kit. So it's the 2 of those together. So for this one, we will use Sew, S-E-W. So Sew, S-E-W for those 2, if you fancy those. And the last one, did I say 4, 5, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. Six, found it. So it's a thread ring with skull and some blingy bits, and the thread drops, floss drops. So these are all Halloween themed. And also a ghosty needle minder. So if you would like the Halloween thread drop with the ring bling, He's cute, isn't he? Little ghosty needle minder. We will use the word ghost. 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 Yeah, that's it. So yeah, they're all for just to say a massive thank you. So because of that, because it is a thank you to my subscribers, you do have to be a subscriber and you do have to have liked the video, please. And that's the whole point, is that I'm saying thanks to yous for sticking with me, for coming back, and for those who have managed to see through to the end today, well done. Well done. I was going to say you're doing better than me. I'm still here in body. My spirit has probably left the building, but yeah, I'm knackered. Forward plans. Well, I'm going to go and listen to the match now. Newcastle United are about to take on West Ham, and we're doing great at the moment. So Eddie Howe and Jason Tindall rocking all over the world. We're doing really, really well. So I'm going to go and listen to that now. I've got the Northeast Stitching Stitchy meetup day next Saturday. Hopefully I'll get to that. It'll be the first one in ages, because I missed them all because I was up at the caravan. So I've missed them since March. So it'll be nice to get back and to see them next week. And then the weekend after that, hopefully I'll have, all those finishes I said I was going to do. Yeah, I'll definitely have them done. We'll see. So massive thank you. Today's inspirational quote. By Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it's done. Bye for now.